Hi all, welcome to my channel Step by Step. We will continue with our JavaScript essentials required for React. In this session, I will be teaching you completely about spread operator. In our previous session, we have understood completely about REST operator and also we have seen why it is used and in what cases we have to use REST operator. So now spread operator was also introduced in ECMAScript 6. So it is also a part of modern JavaScript. And why we are using spread operator? By the name itself, you can understand to spread out the things. For example, if you're having something inside the container, you are just taking outside the container. Okay, one by one you will be taking from the container and you will be keeping on plates. Similarly, using spread operator, we will be taking all the elements outside of the array. So we can use spread operator to basically expand an array into all of its elements. So what we are doing, we are just unpacking the elements from the array. Practically, we will understand this one. And also, syntax is same as REST operator. Whenever we use this syntax on left hand side of assignment group, we define that as REST operator. But if we are using on right hand side of assignment group, that will be treated as spread operator. So you should always remember, and this is the most important thing, so that you will not get confused between REST and spread operator. Enough of talking. Let us start with a practical example. I will be creating one simple array. Inside this, I am having some elements. And here also I will give, let me just log this one. Save this. Now this is my array in which I am having 5 elements. Now if I just want to access this individual elements, normal way how we will be doing, we will just write this index number 0. Then like this, we will just access like this 1, 2, 3 and 4. Save this. Now I will be having all the elements. One by one, we are taking the index number and we are displaying this one. But I do not want this. Okay, either you can use loops, but in ES6, spread operator was introduced. So using this spread operator, what we can do? We can take all the elements outside of this array. From this array, one by one, we can take outside of this and we can just store inside one separate variable. Now let us use spread operator here. Spread operator const. I will just write here new array. This will be equal to my spread operator 3 dots and this is my array name. And this entire thing you just have to wrap inside one another array. So basically what I have done, inside this array itself, I am spreading all these elements. Now let me just display this log. I will write new array. Save this. Now you can see here, using this spread operator, whatever elements we had inside this array, we have taken and we have spreaded here. Okay, all the elements one by one we have displayed. Now inside this new array, this entire array is assigned. Inside this, I can add elements. Here I can add more elements. Save this. Now 7 and 8 will be added. If I want to add here 1, 3, save this. Then starting also, I can add the elements. So spread operator can be used in between array. It can also be used at starting as well as we can use at the end. So spread operator can be placed at any position because we are just spreading all the elements. Okay, now it is just going to spread all the elements and it will just display as 1, 3, 3, 4. Whatever we are having, we are just going to display it here. If I don't give this spread operator, now you see what happens. I will be getting these elements, but inside this array, I will be having all these elements. I do not want this array. I just want to spread outside of this. So we will be writing here 3 dots. 1, 2, 3, spread. Save this. Now all the elements will be inside one array. Okay, this is the basic thing you have to understand before moving into our example. And spread operator will be spreading all the elements from the array. And spread operator can be used in two situations. First is this one. We are just spreading the elements outside of this array. And second is inside the functions. When we talk about adding methods, I will be showing you why it is important and how it is used in functions. Finally, let us use spread operator in our example. This is my cartoon data and this is array of object. Inside this, I am having all these properties. And previously, as I mentioned, all these numbers are random numbers. It is given by myself. So do not consider this number as real. Let's use spread operator in our example. First, it is an array. So I will be doing array destructuring and I will just take first element from the array. I will just write here const and inside this I will write data. This will be equal to my array. Cartoon data. Okay, we have already seen completely about array destructuring and object destructuring. If you have not watched those previous videos, I suggest you to watch that so that you can understand this concept. Now, if I just log this data, save this. Now, inside this, you can see I have accessed my object. Now, inside this object, I just want to access this famous character. So, for this, I will be doing object destructuring. Inside this curly braces, I will write famous character. Now, this will be equal to my data because my data is object. And from object, I am just accessing this famous character. Log, I will write here famous character. Save this. Now, successfully, I am able to access my array, which is present inside this object. From array, I have accessed this object. And from object, I have just accessed my famous character array. Now, inside this, what I want to do, I just want to add one more character. I will just write here const new character. This will be equal to inside array. Let me just copy my array, paste it here, and here I will just add Nobita mom, that is Tamako Nobi. Save this. Now nothing will be reflected. Now if I just log this one, just see what happens. New character. Save this. Now inside this array, I am having all the 6 elements inside another array and here I am having this new character. But as I mentioned, I do not want this one. So what we will do? We will be spreading all the elements inside this array. So what we have to do? We just have to write here 3 dots. Save this. Now whatever elements I was having inside this array, I have spread it out. And at the end, I am just adding this one more character. I hope now you are clear with spread operator. Spread is spreading the elements. Till now, we have seen about arrays. Now let us understand how to use spread operator in objects. I will comment this out. Now we have already destructured and this is my object, this data. So now what I will do, I will just write here const and inside this object, I just want to add one more property. Inside this object, all these are properties. Now here inside this object itself, I want to add one more property. So what I can do, I can just write here cartoon data updates. Now this will be equal to inside object. I will be passing my entire object. Then what I have to do, I just have to pass this end episode date. Let me just write here 1970. Okay, this is the random date 1309. Log cartoon data. Save this. I should be displaying my cartoon data updates. Copy this one, paste it here, save this. Now if you see here, I am having this data. This is my object which we have destructured here. And inside this, I am having my entire object. This entire object is displayed. But the property which I have added here, it is not inside this object. It is outside of this object. Basically, inside this object, I am having all these things. But this end episode, it is not part of this object. It is just outside of this object. But I do not want this one. I want this property inside this object itself. So what I have to do? I just have to spread out all the properties from this object. So again, we will be using three dots. Now as soon as I save, you can see I have got only one object. I will open this. Inside this object itself, now this property is added, which I have given here. So this is very important. Whenever you want to add some properties inside the object, first you have to make a copy of that object, and inside that you will be just adding these properties. And this concept is very, very useful when you are learning React, when you are learning about states, then almost in entire projects, you will be using this concept. You will be spreading out the elements, and later on, whatever properties you want, you can easily add. Now, you just want to override this channel. So let us see, is it possible or not? I will copy the same thing. I will paste it here. Now this I have added, and next I just want to take this channel, copy. Okay, same property I am writing. I am not adding any new property. Same property I have taken. Now I will just change the name to Disney Plus. Disney Plus. Now here if you see, I am having only Disney, but I have changed to Disney. Now if I save this, I will open. Now you can see the name, whatever value I have given here, that is updated. So whenever we are writing the existing property name, and if we give the value, this value, whatever we have given, that will be updated. But here also there is one exception. First I am having data. Inside this, all the elements will be spread, that is from object. And at the end, I am having this channel. So that is the reason first value is overridden. But if I just display this first and then I am spreading my object, I will save this. Now if I open, you can see now channel is Disney. It is not going to override because here I have updated. Again after spreading, I will be getting the old value. So that will be displayed. So if you want to override any elements inside the object, you should be writing last. So the answer is yes, we can override the elements inside the object. Now let us see combination of rest and spread operator. I will write here combination of rest and spread. Here we have already accessed. Let me just copy. I will comment this out. And here I will be pasting. This is my object. And now, and also I will be commenting all these things. Now below this, from this object, I will be accessing famous character, and inside famous character, I am having some characters. So for that, only for two characters, I want to assign the variable. So now here, let us use rest operator, ch1, character 1, character 2, and all the rest I will be assigning inside this variable. Okay, rest element. So I will be using on left hand side of assignment group. Other characters. Now this will be equal to, inside this array, I will just access my famous character. Now I will just display this one, log, copy, and here I will be pasting. Now you will be seeing some other result. As soon as I save, you can see I got this array. Inside this, I am having 6 elements. Because using this, I have accessed my array. Now, using this one, data.famous character, I have accessed my array. But I have not taken all the elements. I have not spread out. So what I will do, I will just write here 3 dots. Now I will save this. Now you can see, after doing this one, all the characters from famous characters will be spread. First character will be assigned to this one. Second character will be assigned to this one. And all rest characters will be taken inside the array and will be assigned to this one. Because rest operator will be taking all the elements, rest elements, and it will be putting inside the array. But using this spread operator, we have just spread all the elements and we have just written individual, okay? We have just taken all this element like this and we have just spread it out here. And we have already seen, if we don't give this one, let me remove this. Individually, we will display. This will be character 2, copy and paste, save this. Now you can see only for first value I got this result. Here I am just accessing my array. So first value will be assigned to this one. But second value I do not have anything. Okay, it will be undefined. And this rest operator, third I am not having. Okay, it is not left only. All the array, because only one value I will be getting from here. That value will be assigned to character 1. For second value, I do not have any data. So I will get undefined. And rest operator will be returning array. But I am not having any elements left here. So I will be having empty array. So it is very important. You have to spread all the elements outside of this. And when you save, first character will be assigned to this second character and rest elements will be assigned to this one. Okay, I hope you understood the difference between rest operator and spread operator, how it is used, and how should we combine both the operators. Now let us add method inside our object. Adding method. I will come on top and this is our Disney channel. Below this, I will be adding cartoon series. This will be our function and it is going to take 3 arguments. I will write here main1, main2 and finally main3. And here I will just display all these characters. Log, copy, and here I am just going to paste. I will just separate by comma. I have just created one method. Inside this function, I am passing 3 parameters and I am just displaying these 3 parameters. Now what I will do, while calling this one, what I can do, I can just take the input from user. I will just write here const. Inside this, I will write BTS character. Okay, behind the scene characters. Now this will be equal to array. Inside this, let me just write here prompt. And here I will write enter director name. This is my first input. Then again I will copy this one. I will be pasting it here. Then again I will paste it here. Enter producer name. And finally music by. So what I have done, using this prompt, whatever values I will enter, entire thing will be stored inside this array. And here I will just log this one, log BTS character. Save this. I will write here A. Here I will write here A, okay, B, okay, C, okay. Now you can see BTS characters has returned me this array. Inside this, I am having 3 values which user has given. So now if you notice here, I got the array. So now easily using spread operator, I can spread all of this. Now I will be calling my method data dot cartoon series. Inside this, instead of passing like this, BTS character 0, then BTS character 1, then BTS character 2. Save this. Let me just write here X, then Y, then Z. Okay. Now you can see I got X, Y, Z because here I have done console. Inside this, I have just displayed this X, Y, and Z. Now here let me just write here template literals wrapped inside this curly braces. I will write here main character 1, copy. So I can just write here producer. And finally, this will be our music by, and this main character, I just have to wrap inside this one. Okay, whenever we are using this template literal, we have to write like this. I will just remove this one. And here, instead of main character, I will just write here director. Save this. Now again, I got this prompt. A, B, and C. You can see it has returned array. And finally, using this console, I am able to access all these variables here. Whatever values I am having inside this array, I am able to get that here, and easily I am able to print that values here. So using this individual index number, I have taken individual elements and I am just passing inside the function while doing function call. But another way of doing is using spread operator. Cartoon series, I just have to write here 3 dots and my array name. BTS character, I will just comment this out. Save this. Now here I will be writing, I will just write some words here. Apple, then mango, and then finally pineapple. Okay, now you can see directed. Okay, you can just ignore this one, but this is only to show you the concept. I got this apple, I got this mango, and I got this pineapple. So you can just compare. This is easy or this is easy to call the methods using spread operator. So whenever we are getting array, and inside this array, if we are having some elements, we can just spread out here. Now here directly I am passing here. I am not passing inside the array. So directly I will get here first character, comma, second character, comma, third character. So all these elements I am spreading and I am just displaying it here. And also using spread operator, you can copy the objects. Okay, it is very simple. You just have to write 3 dots again and you have to copy the object. So you can just take that as an exercise and you can do by yourself and you can practice how to copy the object. And if you change one property inside the original object, will that be reflected in copied object? So you can take this as an exercise and you can practice by yourself. And also we have seen how to use spread operator and rest operator using simple way. So similar way we can use rest and spread operator inside functions as well. So here I will be writing one simple function. I will write here sum, and inside this I am just going to pass arguments here a, b, c, log. I will write here a, b, and c. I will just call this one sum. I will be passing multiple arguments, okay, arbitrary number of arguments. Save this. Let me just cancel this one, and also I will just comment it out. Cancel, cancel. Now here if you see here, sum APC, it is just going to take only 3 arguments. First 3 arguments it will be taking and it is just going to display it to me. Okay, but I do not want this one. So in our previous session, we have seen to access all these things, we can just use here rest operator. I will just write here numbers and it is going to return me array. So here I will be writing numbers. Save this. And here let me just comment this out. Save. Now you can see using this numbers, using this rest operator, all these elements are combined inside array and I will be getting this array. You can see all these elements inside one array. So it doesn't matter how many elements I am having while calling. All these elements it will be wrapped. It is REST operator and we will be displaying it like this. Now suppose imagine you are having one variable here. Variable num1 is equal to, inside this array I am having some elements. Now here while calling this one, easily I can spread out this one. I will remove this first. I will just write here num1. Save this. Now you can see again I am having this array of elements while calling this numbers. So do not get confused. First what I have done, I have passed arbitrary amount of arguments here. And to collect all these elements, no matter how many arguments we are having, to collect all this, we are using REST operator and it will be returning this in array format. All will be returning in array. Now here I am just having one simple array which is assigned to one variable. Instead of writing like this, instead of writing the separate values, I have just directly assigned this array to this num and I am spreading it here. Okay, spreading this one. And now what happens? It will be stored like this 4, 6, 77, 8. So all this thing again it will be passed here. It will be wrapped inside array because we are just displaying it here. Just practice this 3-4 times. Understand the concept, how to use REST and spread operator. By the name itself, you should understand REST is collecting the REST elements, spread is spreading the elements. And both are part of modern JavaScript. Both were introduced in ES6. And whenever you are using 3 dots on left hand side of assignment group, it will be treated as REST operator. And on right hand side of assignment group, it will be treated as spread operator. And in functions, this is how it is used. While calling to spread the elements, we will use spread operator. And while creating the function to get all the values, to get all the arguments, we will be using REST operator. So just practice this one, and the assignment and the exercise for you is create copy of object using spread operator. I hope you are clear with spread operator. If you are having any doubts, you can comment down your doubts. I will be creating separate video on that, or else I will be resolving your issue on comment itself. Thank you so much for watching this. Have a great day.